and it is backwards. Look at that. Good morning, good morning, good morning, fellow YouTubers. How are you doing today? Let's see who we got in the room so far. We got Jelly Duck. Hi there, my friend. Justin Mello's in the house. Mr. Jay Littman is in the house. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing? You can see I have Gregory Salvatore in the house with me right here. And it is really strange that we only have a few folks in the room. If you guys could do me a big favor and tweet this out. I think I had a tweet that went out this morning, but I don't really know because I don't know. But as you can see, I am back to using just the standard YouTube app because Streamlabs sucks the big fat hairy one. So we're going with just the YouTube app this morning. If you would like to make a donation to the show, you are still welcome to do so, and I will talk about those donations on Saturday morning and make sure that everybody's comments get read and all that kind of stuff. But I would much rather have high quality streams when I'm outdoors than to worry about the stupid donation cup that generally gets ignored anyways. Good morning, needs more subs. How are you doing? Desmond's Donders in the house. You guys will also be excited and thrilled to realize that I did not bring my dad joke of the day today. So hopefully Gregory has an awesome dad joke that he's going to tell us all. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Irvin the Paid Tourist, good morning. Where are you at this morning? I hope wherever you are, it's toasty warm. I don't know, what would you say it is here? It's probably mid-40s.
Yeah, it was 45 when I was driving in, I think it said.
Yeah, it's not warm.
43.
But it's not freezing either. We, yes, Needs More Subs is rejoicing that the dad joke of the day is going to be missing. Don't worry, I will not oversight this on later broadcasts. I'm in Texarkana, Texas. Awesome. Oh no, no bad jokes. I mean dad jokes. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, John. Good morning. Hello, Susan's Creative is in the house. Man, that sun is bright. Idiot of the day, good morning, Jeff. How are you doing? Yes, please smash those thumbs up. I am sitting right next to Gregory Salvatore this morning. We are in Monocacy Park. You can see we're not actually washed out. I'm kind of surprised about that. The YouTube app is actually functioning as intended this morning, which is kind of nice. No dad joke. What a tragedy. Oh well, go with that. I know, Jay, I apologize. Can you guys all hear me properly? Because that's what's really important. Such a nice background. I know, Jelly. This is one of my favorite places on earth. I grew up as a kid playing around here. There are some woods and stuff over there. There's a chance that we get some of the trifecta action this morning, but we'll see what happens. We can hear me. Well, that's good. The sound is great. Monocacy. Yep, Monocacy Park. Uh-oh. You never know if Inspired John will just get in his car and come and visit us. Well, you know what, John? You know where we're at. We're in the Monocacy Park. We might be doing a little bit of some abandoned exploration this afternoon in Whitehall. I don't really know. Now we have wind, so you're going to have to tell me whether that really disturbs the audio or not. Probably shouldn't, but you never know.
Now with that dead cat on there, I mean, usually that's you know, that's not a real term, right? It's not actually, you're not supposed to put a dead cat up there.
Yeah.
There's your dad joke.
There's my dad joke. So Greg, tell us a little bit about your YouTube history. How did you get your start in the filming piece of it, and then what made you decide to do some YouTube?
Well, I didn't start as a video guy. I started as a photographer. Basically it started out, I have a background in photography because I have a graphic design degree. Opportunities came up, I became a photographer. I've been doing that now 10 years this year. And then 2 years ago, I got a check from Walmart out of the blue, just some lawsuit from when I worked there. And it was like $1,200, so I finally had the capital to buy a high-end computer, you know, and I bought that. And I needed a new desk for it, so I started filming it. And I was like, maybe I can make some money. And I was like, okay, whatever, it didn't work. Just for a short period of time, and then the job I was at asked me to, they were leaning towards going to making videos. I'm like, well, I'm gonna figure out how this works, and I started doing it there. That didn't go through, so I said to hell with it. And then I went to, bought Hot Wheels, my car, met some other YouTubers, and it just kind of blossomed from there.
That's awesome. So what was your first YouTube video that you decided to do? Was it just kind of for your family? Was it actually produced to say hi to YouTubers? Hey, Gregory's, yeah, Geo Jerry's Adventures, good morning. Because most folks, when they start YouTube, don't specifically focus on YouTube. They just kind of, hey, I'll put this out, I can share it with my family, and they can go see this adventure I had. How did you start?
Well, I started off with YouTube by using it as a place to hold slideshows for my business. It was, you know, paying, back then it was paying for space, web space. So by doing this, I could upload my video to YouTube for free, which was just a slideshow, and then link to it. My first video doing a YouTube video was actually building my desk after I bought the computer and doing that.
Well, that's pretty cool. So just kind of showing how to build the desk and all that. Hey, 90% of YouTube search engine is used for people looking on how to do something, whether it's build a desk or, you know, mow the lawn.
Yeah, mine wasn't that.
No,
Mine was just, this is how an idiot builds a desk.
Well, and you know what? Some of those are the most entertaining ones. We've got fisherman activity going on behind us and ducks. You guys love ducks, right? Good day, Jelly Duck. We love Jelly Duck. Who doesn't? 1 million views. How to unclog your hand cream pump. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Susan's creative. You know what? I'm not. I was gonna go sexual on that. I'm not going to. Very useful video. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Usually when my pumps on my hand cream clog up, I just buy another pump. Wish it was my video. Well, Susan, it is only a matter of time before you have something that goes ridiculously viral. Did you see Susan's? This month was bass fishing month, and she's done all kinds of projects related to bass fishing. And she doesn't know anything about bass fishing, so the amount of information that and the kind of art that she's done, I think, has been really impressive. Now she's like a half bass fishing expert. We're gonna have to get her down to Backpacking with Jason's location in Lexington, Kentucky. We can all sit around, and she can do some relatively safe bass fishing in an enclosed environment, where she's just surrounded by friends and really get the bass fishing experience. I know more about bass fishing than I ever did before. Yeah, you probably know more about bass fishing than you ever thought you would know before too, or that you ever wanted to know. Hi, Timey.
So what we should do is abandon fishing poles.
Hey, that sounds good. You know, as a kid, there's train tracks across the way. If we're lucky enough, we'll get the first part of the trifecta. Like use rubber worms. Sure, you could use rubber worms, or you could do what Budget Bushcraft did. He used pizza crust and caught that massive freaking catfish, which was ridiculous. But right across the creek over here, there's a train track. And if you follow the train track going that way, you eventually get to a lot of stagnant lake type places, and we used to go back there and catch fish when I was a kid. You could get away with doing it without a license because no one ever goes back there. They're just kind of unknown little lakes and ponds and that sort of stuff. Lots and lots and lots of massive turtles. Idiot of the day, good morning, Jeff. How are you doing? I hope JoJo is doing well as well. Good morning. I know that needs more subs. I think put your link in there. If you haven't checked out
see that. Thank you.
Greg's channel, we're going to talk a lot more about what he does on his channel now. Hey, Pam, good morning. There's Pam. Pam is the fishing expert. Somebody is talking about fishing. I'll be in and out of the chat, getting ready for my stream, doing SEO for Friday's video, and taking care of a puking toddler. Very busy day. Sorry to hear that, Jay. I don't think I'm going to be able to join your stream today, which I'm kind of bummed about. But if you guys have a chance, check it out. Yes, Turtle Attack DEFCON 3. Oh, man. So you started out basically doing photography. Your first video was just you putting together a desk with pretty much no instruction.
how did you get the bug? Where did it take off? Where did you decide, well, you know what, YouTube is going to be a main focus of what I like to do?
Well, it started off, the company I worked for said they were going to do instructional videos. And I came up with a plan that I presented to them. I mean, you're talking to a company that had 10,000 customers, that retail stores, that, you know, I get a whole proposal. I mean, they could have made millions. And they passed. So I got a little beat up on it, and I stopped. But then I bought my car, I met Revenge of the Apocalypse, and I was like, wow, that would be really fun. You know, I really am into cars. I could do the car shows and stuff like that. And
Which are fun to shoot.
They are.
I love to shoot car shows.
Yeah, the only problem with car shows is that it's an older demographic, and they don't watch YouTube.
No, they don't. They don't. They don't. And let's face it, our age group might be the last bastion of people that you would consider to be true car guys. There are some younger guys, they're all into Subarus and, you know, all that sort of stuff, but it appears that the car guy generation is dying with us, or soon after us.
I wouldn't say it's dying with us, but there is a definite big difference. And like, my car is loud. You know, on the decibel meter, it equates to a jet engine. And I drive around and I get some looks, but I drive past kids, and a lot of times they don't even pick up from their phone. I mean, as a kid, I hear a car like that, my head snaps.
Yep, guaranteed successful video. How to put together pretty much any IKEA product. That's true.
Okay,
Guys,
I'm taking a trip to IKEA.
are you guys using normal worms or rubber worms? Hey, we're not using any worms
Gummy.
today. I do not have a fishing license. What's up? Look at that green screen work and water sounds. I know, Michael T, it's awesome. We even got some fishermen folk in there for us. Currently trying to explain to her that candy is a bad idea when you are puking. I think you're way off. Yep. Well, there you go. Well, feel better, little one. Stop throwing up already. Gummy worms. That's what I'm saying. Those are my kind of worms. I think Susan's Creative could live with the gummy worm fishing as well. Susan's Creative is not an outdoor person. You have to understand, Greg. She does not like to be outdoors. She likes to be indoors. So anytime that you introduce bugs and potentially worms and dirt and things like that, it is not something that she is looking forward to. Gummy worms to catch pizza flavored goldfish. There we go.
All right,
Yeah.
well, I'll give you a tip. If you don't like outdoors and you don't like bugs, do not buy a yellow car. Any car show, you go and see a yellow Camaro and it's covered in bugs. I always like to park next to them because then the bugs are just attracted away from them.
That's good. That's a good tip. Don't mind the worms, just the bugs. I hear you, Susan. I don't mind the worms either. They taste fine. So you started doing a channel about cars, and I gotta be honest, being a car guy, whenever I go to a lot of car shows, I always shoot them because, I don't know, for me it's like easy content.
Yeah.
You could do some really amazing and beautiful shots and give people the opportunity to see things that they may not have saw before. I've been around a lot of cars and a lot of car shows. Heck, I did a video on all the cars I've owned, and I left out 25 cars.
I did that too.
So I'm definitely into that. There are so many car channels, even in our area, with a lot of big subscribers. So you know who knows a lot of those guys too? Michael T. So we got to get with him, and he can maybe hook us up, and we can start to do some of the bigger car channel rounds.
What does he drive?
Michael T drives a Chevy Silverado, I think.
Okay, so he's the camera car for us?
Yes, and he likes to drive, so he hasn't allowed me to drive him anywhere yet.
Well, I'm going to tell your viewers what we have in plan for after this.
Awesome.
Now, so we were talking about cars.
That's the
last night-
GMC Sierra. There we go.
Okay.
Sorry, brother.
We are going to be using this camera to do an interview with Michael.
Woohoo!
So this is part of a special series that I have called the Ride Along series. And what this is, you'll notice there's two cameras, one on each side. This is a 360 camera, so it's designed to take videos in virtual reality. and you're actually going to have the ability to sit in the passenger seat, and we'll be conducting an interview with Michael while he drives around in his car.
That should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna drive right up to the gas station where I can fill up, because I think I have about 12 miles left on the tank that I have.
I have never owned, hold on, any other car colored than a white car. Well, white cars work in Florida. I've owned a couple of white cars. I owned a white, let's see, I owned a white Subaru BRZ. That was the STI version. That was pretty cool. And before that, I actually owned a white Dodge Challenger, which was pretty cool. People loved that car. They liked it a lot more than I did, so I sold it to them.
I had a couple white cars. I don't like white cars. I was never a fan of white. I mean, I love it because white's a great color for a car that is a trailer queen or sits in a garage and pulled out on nice days. But daily drivers, I was never a fan of white. But I did have an insane problem, but I had a cream color Alfa Romeo Spider.
Yeah. That's a cool car.
That's a car. Angel Munez is in the house. Hey Angel, how are you? It's been a minute. My daughter could identify the make of 90% of the cars on the street since she was 3, before she could read. Yeah, I was kind of always that way myself. I got an Insta360 1X, says Irvin. I got to see the 360 for the first time ever when I met up with Irvin in Lexington, Kentucky a couple of weeks ago. It's pretty cool stuff. My 89 Mustang GT was white. I like a white car because I think it stays pretty clean. If you have a white car, you need a black or dark rims and tinted windows. Yes, yeah. My Challenger had tinted windows. They were black as night, which made it look really ominous. Really ominous, and it had a nice little red stripe on the front, and it was a cool car. It's just too bad that it drove like my grandmother's Buick, but other than that, it was a cool car. And everybody that I say that's a Dodge guy says, oh, that's not true. The thing had the track pack on it, okay? It was lowered and it had the track pack, and it still drove like my grandmother's Buick. And the worst part about the Dodge Challenger was the audio system. It was just unconsolable. I'm telling you right now, it was horrifying. That's the one thing I love most about my Ford Mustang, is that the sound system in that car doesn't need any, I have all kinds of audio equipment for cars sitting in my garage at home because I've modified everything I've ever owned. It's still in my garage because it just doesn't need anything.
Well, you got to hear my audio system.
Yeah,
What'd you think of that?
Pretty awesome, man. Midlife crisis car would be a 69 Boss 429. That'd be pretty awesome. Yes, happy trails hiking. I am outside today. What gave it away?
So my car audio system it talks. And if you watch my ride along video, you can actually see that I interview my car. And it's kind of a night rider type of thing. A little more attitude.
It's very cool. You guys got to see it. It's pretty neat stuff. It's pretty neat stuff. Now so your Camaro's a 2010, right?
Yep.
And it's modified to the hilt, I would assume.
I bought that car to be a show car, and it's become a go car.
Modern day tech asks if your car has a name.
Yes, my car's name is Hot Wheels with a Z. Basically, the way it got its name, for a long time, I didn't come up with a name for it. For an entire year, I had no idea. Like, I was looking. The only thing I could come up with, and I wouldn't call it that, is the idiot magnet, because it's bright red. And people just want to come up, they want to race you with these cars that have nothing to do with speed. These little 4-bang economy cars, they want to get up along you and stuff. And they would do stupid stuff around you. So I put flames on the side of it, I pulled it out, did the whole vinyl package, and said, that looks like a Hot Wheels car, that's its name.
It's pretty cool stuff too. I love the flame treatment. I call mine the Blue Beast, but mostly just because I haven't come up with anything remotely creative. And Ford, if you'd like to provide me with a newer Ford Mustang, I travel all over the country in it.
No. You don't want to ask Ford. You want to ask Shelby.
Yeah, that would be even better. Oh my gosh. My friend bought a maroon Shelby GT 350 or something like that, one of the new ones. That maroon color with the black stripes I think he has on it, they're kind of like black vinyl, not the shiny ones, but the matte ones. Oh my God. Oh, it's so gorgeous.
My Revenge of the Apocalypse, he has the maroon.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a ghost stripe.
Yeah.
I love his stripes.
It's just gorgeous.
He has a different vision for the car.
Yeah. Let's see. I've seen that video when you installed that on your car. I liked it. Oh, so you did a video where you installed the sound system?
Well, it's not the sound. What that actually is, it's a computer hooked in through Bluetooth. And that's just the first phase. I have like about 3 phases to that to actually integrate it into the car. Right now, it's a computer on the dashboard that integrates through Bluetooth and microphones.
Oh, that's cool. So, Marty's crew, hello, good morning. I hope you are doing well. Please be safe at work. For those of you who do not know, this is Gregory Salvatore. He has, I would say the main focus of your channel is car stuff, but he also is doing abandoned adventuring lately. And I'm gonna be focusing a little bit on that this year, so hopefully we'll get him out on a lot of my adventures as well, since he is in the area, which is pretty awesome.
There's about 3 main focuses to my channel. It started off as a car channel, and reviews of car things and stuff. And I do have a model that works with me on my channel, and modeling is a big part of something I've done for years, so I'm starting to include more and more of that into it. And then the third thing is the abandoned places. And I actually have a video coming up, I think the teaser drops tomorrow night, of the old Dixie Cup plant in Easton, Pennsylvania, where I actually did this to myself.
Ouch.
So check that out. It's 2 videos. One's a teaser and then the actual video of the tour of it. But that was a lot of fun.
Jelly Duck, I finally downloaded Filmic Pro, especially camera focus, our intent. You are welcome, Jelly Duck. I love it. I love it. And Modern Day Tech, hello, good morning. So would you call yourself a Chevy guy, or is it just the car you happen to own right now?
Well, I've owned every, American car there is. I don't know that I'm a Chevy guy, especially anymore. In the past, I would say there were times where I was Chevy guys, but what they're doing, other than the Camaro and the Corvette, their cars are just boring.
The Corvette, oh.
But my first car was a Camaro, so I would say I'm a Camaro guy, even though I've had Mustangs.
Yep.
And just as many. I've had 2 Camaros and a Firebird, which is the same car. And then I've had 3 Mustang versions. I had a Mustang and 2 Mercury Capris, and those were basically the Mercury version of the Mustang.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, Desmond. So, I would say, personally, I'm a car guy. My last 2 cars were Subaru BRZs. Car before that was a Honda Accord Coupe, which, by the way, might be the fastest car I've ever owned. And that includes the current Mustang and the Dodge Challenger. I don't know if you've ever driven in one of those V6 EXLs with the stick shift, but those things are just stupid fast. I mean, really, really, maybe not fast, like you're not going to win a drag race, but they're just so quick and they just stick to the road. It was a lot of fun. The only flaw with the car is the fact that it's front-wheel drive, which is why I didn't own it very long.
Yeah.
But holy mackerel, was that car just fast. Stock right out of the box. You didn't have to do anything to it.
Well, I'll tell you a story of a car like that I drove. I want to say it was the mid-2000s. They came out with the brand new Maxima, 300 horsepower. Had the sunroof was like a strip in the middle, but it wasn't actually. It was just glass.
Yeah,
glass
I know
panel.
what you're talking about.
So they came out with that car, and I was in a Pontiac Grand Am GT that was on lease and was up from lease, and I was right at my mileage. And I had to go to Michigan. I had to fight for my insurance license to actually get it for my job. So I have a buddy that lives in the Detroit area. I went out and visited him for the weekend, and I took this car. Monday or Tuesday, I had to go to court in Lansing. So I drove out to Lansing, and I was there like 10 minutes. That was it. And my daughter was at the time 4 years old. Her very first dance class parent night ever. I wasn't gonna make it. I wasn't gonna make it home in time. So I started driving back, and I started realizing that if I book it, I could actually make it. And I started flying. I mean,
Yeah.
I was flying in this car. So I come up to, I think it's where 80 and 81 meet. I go through there, and I get pulled over. I was doing, traffic was bad, so I was like weaving through and stuff. So I was only doing like maybe 75, 80 miles an hour. And I got a ticket. So I keep going. I'm like, well, I can still make it. I start booking it again. And I come up to, on 80, for those not in the area, it's a huge, huge median. And you have these long strips where the cops do the turnaround and stuff. And I was like, there was a dump truck on the end, so I slowed down to 55. I'm looking. I don't see one punch it. And I'm telling you, in no time, that car went from 55 to 80, because that's where I got clocked. He was all the way at the other end, so I got 2 tickets in half an hour.
Boy.
So I get to my thing. My daughter's look when she saw me there was priceless. I mean, she just lit up that Daddy was at her.
Made it worth
thing.
it.
Yeah. So afterwards, I tell my wife, I'm like, I got 2 speeding tickets. She's like, no, you didn't. I said, I got 2 today. She's like, you're lying. I said, and she started flipping out on me when she realized I wasn't joking. And it was $300 for the 2 tickets. And I'm like, whoa, wait, stop right there. I said, I used to work in New York City, and I would tell her, I said, you know what, if I spent $300 on a Broadway show to go see a Broadway show, you wouldn't say boo. This was worth more than $300 to make it here tonight.
That's true. The Soulless Trenchcoat, hello. How are you doing? It is awesome to see you. Everyone, I've seen Soulless Trenchcoat in here on occasion, but do me a big favor, welcome him to the room. It's awesome to see you. I saw Panic D Videos is in the house. Mike Gretzinger is in the house. Let's see, Panic D Paranormal History. Good morning, Stacy Morgan. Hello, it is so nice to see all you guys coming and hanging out with me. Karen Summers, good morning. No dad joke of the day. I apologize for that, guys. But Michael Gretzinger can read his joke for us. It's probably better anyways. I forgot the book at home. I know, it's a major bummer. And Karen Summers is probably really disappointed. But it's gonna be okay. Timey Lives got her donuts, dog food, and broken hearts. Hey, look at this.
I think we can do a dad joke.
We probably can. That's how I roll.
I
Says,
got one.
I sold a $150,000 GT500 with 7 miles on it to a guy in the UK. I had to get the car to New Jersey for shipping. Hold on. Docs, I offered to drive it there for free and save him the towing. He declined. Bastard. Hey, by the way, Ralph, I love you, my friend. If you have any questions, Ralph, on the Builderall stuff, please let me know. Please let me know. You might not have to have the $50 license, by the way, depending upon what you want to do. So just let me know, and I can hopefully guide you in the right direction. Yes. So, what time is it? Well, we still have a few minutes until we're at Dad Joke of the Day time. So we'll hold off for just a minute.
Well, that's how I roll. I actually used to sell cars in 1991, and at that time the MR2 came back out, the 2nd generation, and I sold quite a few of them. And the turbos we never had in stock. I had to go down to Southern Maryland to pick them up. And I would go pick them up, and I always picked a Friday, so I'd get back after the dealership closed, and I'd have it to drive Friday night. And I raced 2 of them when I had them. One was on 95 north of Philadelphia. 300ZX twin turbo pulls up next to me, slows down right next to me, and I was like, what the hell? So we start punching it. I downshifted to 2nd gear at 55 miles an hour and just floored it. And we were going neck and neck, and that car should have beat me. The guy didn't know how to drive it. Because when he hit 5th gear, I hit 4th. He then went into 5th. He probably thought I was in 5th. And I still had 2 gears to go. And he gone.
Yeah, if you don't shift the turbos right, you're kind of probably in worse shape, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
yeah. You got to be in that the power zone.
Big time. Oh man, so we missed yes, we definitely are missing some thumbs up. We've got 24 folks in the room and only 19 thumbs up. That's slightly disappointing, guys, so let's hook that up.
Guys have broken thumbs.
Broken thumbs. It's freaking cold out here. Are you? You're not cold. I'm only cold. I don't know what it is.
I wore like an Under Armour shirt under here.
Yes, I did forget the Dad Joke of the Day book. I apologize. to all of my beautiful friends. We now have 25 folks in the room and 21 thumbs up. We're getting much closer, ladies and gentlemen, to being at dead even, which I like. And let's see. So you're definitely just more of a car guy than a Chevy guy, which is, you know, I think, I don't know. A Camaro is the only muscle car I've never owned. Now I have owned muscly sort of GMs. I had a Pontiac Sunbird V6 back in the day. At the time, it was pretty much the only manual car that I could afford that had a V6 in it. And I really wanted, I didn't want a 4-cylinder at the time. I just didn't feel like 4-cylinders were good engines. I think you can get some great 4-cylinder engines now, but back then I just didn't feel like they were good engines. And that car had a really nice sound to it. It was pretty quick. It was fun for what it was. Nice jobs on the push-ups. Is John doing push-ups? Gregory, I retired from the car business in 2010. It was a great career. Yeah, that's how I roll, was in the car business his entire life. Okay. So his entire massive fortune was built on the car business, and he has all kinds of just incredible stories to tell about his adventures in the car business, that's for sure.
There is definitely. I'm actually talking to, well, my mentor, the guy who I would consider my mentor when I was a graphic designer. He passed last year, and his son is actually working at a car dealership now. And the ride-along videos that I'm doing, that I'm doing with car guys and different cars and stuff, but I'm actually talking to his son about trying to get the dealership to let me do car ride-alongs there too and talk about the cars, and if they, you know, it's kind of my way of paying back my mentor by helping his son, because he'll be in there and there'll be people going to him and those types of things. So I'm hoping to help him out there.
Very good joke just showed up in the chat. How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. All right, I like it. Hey Mikey, he likes it. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I don't know who put that one in there, but thumbs up to you, my friend. There's 22 thumbs up out of the 25 folks in the room, and 21 of those go to you. The other one goes to Mike, or to Greg. Oh, let's see. Mike Gretzinger says, 67 Trans Am, 454 engine, done up.
Wait, what?
Bought in October.
I'm calling bullshit.
Stored November until April, and rolled it in May. You rolled it?
Okay.
That doesn't sound cool.
I think you said 67 Trans Am.
76.
I'm like 67. There are no Firebirds in 67.
No. 76, 454. You rolled it. Man, that's not good. Now that is a dad joke. Yes, I agree. That was quite a good dad joke. I hope to meet up with someday and get pictures of the Mystery Machine. That would be awesome. Oh my gosh. I have a funny story about the Mystery Machine. Dad joke. Did you hear the cheese factory that exploded in France? There was nothing left but debris. That's a good one. Oh, that is pretty good. That is pretty good. So, when I was in Florida, Ralph from That's How I Roll was kind enough to let me stay in their summer home down, it's outside of Tampa. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And I actually broadcasted live from inside there twice. But on the porch out back is just this massive van covered, all covered up and everything. And of course I know that was the Mystery Machine. He went and bought the one from the movie.
Oh.
So it's there, it's physically there. And I told him, I said, man, I so want to unwrap this thing and take a look at it and stuff. But of course at the time I'm there by myself. And I said, and he says, "Oh well, the keys are on the counter. Go ahead." It was like living torture, because I know that there is no way that I could have by myself put the car back in the same way that he had wrapped it up. I mean, it was just really done nicely. So I never unwrapped it to take a look at it. But I'm telling you, Ralph, the next time that you go down that way, I'm gonna come visit, I think, because I'd love to see it. And plus, Justin from That's How I Roll gives the best hugs in the whole world.
Well, we have
He's a very aggressive hugger.
We have a couple cars around here like that.
Yeah?
We have that I know, people I know. I have a friend who has a General Lee that
Pretty
he
cool.
redid. It was actually when I had my photo studio. It's got to be 5 years now. When I grand opened it, I had him on the front lawn that day.
Now, he didn't take the Confederate flag off it. And
No,
stuff. Good.
no, thank God. Because you know what? I'm sorry. It's
still a part of history.
You know, and the Dukes were never racist. It
No.
was not. They were all about inclusion.
No, and the whole, you might be able to make the argument that at some point the Confederate flag could
It's a
be
thin
construed to represent racism, but it's a thin argument. And for me, at least, and of course I'm a white guy, so maybe I don't have the kind of perspective that some people think I should. But for me, it's more about it's more about states' rights. It always was, and you know, so that's just for history buffs.
Well,
a lot of history buffs would say I'm full of crap and it was about racism, but I tend to disagree with that.
Tom Lopat was local here. I think it was Carlisle with a General Lee that was removed. The flag was removed.
Yeah.
And everybody was complaining about it, including Tom. He didn't even want to be there with it.
Yeah.
But also around here, we have a guy that has two vehicles that I know very well. One is Kit from Knight Rider that he built,
I love that.
and he built Optimus Prime.
He built Optimus Prime.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's local here.
That's cool.
I'm
You
actually
know,
doing a photo shoot with him in a couple weeks for a special project that they're doing, like a giveaway. I can't talk about it, but yeah, there's something going on with him, and he asked me to get involved in this project.
does it transform?
No, it doesn't transform, but here's the thing. This is an average guy. He is not a wealthy person. This project almost took him under. He was basically, you know, driving Uber to make ends meet, building this truck. And he doesn't drive it. It's not a commercial truck. He's not on the road driving it and making money with it in a CDL capacity, whatever. But he built it, and on the back in Cybertron language, it says, I don't remember exactly verbatim, but it basically says that he built this to inspire his son that anything is possible if you dream big enough and put your mind to it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I do have a car project story that I did a video for where one of the requirements when my kids decided to drive, I always wanted to pass on the car bug to my kids because I do think it's a dying thing. I don't think people care about what they drive anymore. They just drive transportation. So when I decided that my kids were going to eventually drive, the requirement was that they would drive stick. Because I always felt that stick gives you more of a connection to the driving experience, which gave it a better chance that my kids would become car lovers and enjoy the driving experience of a car and the freedom and all that stuff. I have to say, my son now owns a stick shift Ford Focus, and he's not car crazy, but he appreciates a nice car. My daughter, she wanted a Beetle, and I said, all right, you can get that in stick, and she said, well, if you're gonna get it in stick, then I want it pink. So there's a video that we did where we stripped this car. It was silver when we bought it. We stripped this car down to bare metal and then primered it, painted it pink with a purple racing stripe. It was a pretty ridiculous, we redid the entire interior on the car as well in my garage. And I think that just the experience of doing that turned her into a serious car person, because imagine this, you drive stick shift first of all as a female, which is really rare. Secondly, you go, everywhere you go, people look at your car. I can remember when Camaro first came out, this guy had just bought a brand new Camaro and her car is sitting in the parking lot of a hotel we were going to for one of her swim meets. The guy stopped, got out of his car to take pictures of her car. And of course you hadn't seen one of those Camaros on the road yet, and this guy was obviously just a car guy. It was a unique experience. So that's the kind of unique experience that she had for the 5 or so years that she drove that car, and I think it definitely turned her into somebody who loves cars.
Well, I have a 50-50 shot at that. My older daughter She, I tried to give her a Beetle, a '98 Beetle that was stick.
Yeah.
That my mom
98,
had.
same year.
My mom had a Beetle when she was a kid.
Yeah.
When the Beetle came out, she wanted another one. Eventually, she ended up having it, but it sat in her garage. She didn't use it. She's now retired. They have 4 cars.
Yeah.
So she gave it to me. We were down to 1 car, so she wanted to help me out, and she wanted to give it to my daughter, but she couldn't do. She knew she wasn't going to be able to do it 6 years later because she was retired with my other daughter. So she gave it to me. I said, "Well, I'm going to give it to her because I didn't want the Beetle."
Yeah.
So it was stick, and I tried to give it to her, and she said no. She was like, "I can't drive stick. I can't drive stick. I can't drive stick." We got her a a Subaru Forester. And she drove that thing, man. She would have her foot up, and she was not paying attention to the road. She was on her phone. I was actually really pissed, and that's with me in the car. And I was really upset with her. But anyway, that died. So I gave her. I was like, "Well, you can have the Beetle. Want a free car? Here's the Beetle." Well, now she can't be on her phone. She has to actively drive the car. She hates it, but she has to actively drive it. My other daughter, who is now 14, we're going to turn 14 soon, 2 summers ago, we were at a car show. She goes to car shows with me. She loves cars. And I said to her, there was an old BMW 8 Series there. And I said, "Oh, it's for sale." So I said, "Oh, you want a car like that for your first car?" She goes, "Dad, I already have my first car." She goes, "You're giving me the Camaro."
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen though. I thought about it. I mean, my first car was Camaro, and it was a '76, and I was like, okay, this is about the age of my car. But the problem was when I started looking at my car and really understanding the difference between a '76 Camaro and a 2010 Camaro, the '76 Camaro, I never really knew the horsepower.
No.
It had 140 horsepower.
Yeah, no,
This
it wasn't.
now
yeah.
has about 350, 375. I don't want to give that to a 16-year-old.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, my Mustang is kind of the same deal. You don't realize how much get up and go it has. Hey, Gemma, good morning. You owe me a massive thank you. Well, you're always welcome, Gemma. I didn't do anything special. I'm just me. We just do what we do. We love you though, Gemma. That 90, I think it was either a 98 or a 99 Beetle. Dude. First of all, the gear shift knob was about as loose as you could possibly get. It had a pretty peppy engine, all things considered,
Yeah.
even though it had around 100,000 miles on it. But the rattles and squeaks and everything were ridiculous. I will say this, from an automotive design perspective, the Beetle's pretty doggone unique. I have a friend who's like 6'7", 6'8", could easily sit in the Beetle without any problems with
And have
headroom or
headroom.
anything like
And
that.
have plenty of headroom.
Yep.
He's not, he goes over a big bump, he's still not hitting his head.
No, and that's, for a car that small, that's pretty cool. From a safety perspective, man, I don't know what you're gonna get with a 99 Beetle. And the parts, it was treated like an Audi, so the parts were
Yeah.
expensive and
Well, here's the thing. It's the same thing as every other Volkswagen out there.
yeah.
The engine and transmission are gold, but the rest is going to nickel and dime you, and it's going to be expensive. My daughter's door, the car doesn't lock. And the module to allow it to lock is $100. Just for the module to let it lock and unlock.
Oh, you want to know a little bit about the differences actually in that sort of thing. So when I bought my Mustang in 2016, it's a 2016, I bought it used. When I bought it, it didn't have Apple CarPlay, but they had a modification right from the dealership that you could put Apple CarPlay in. It was basically just installing a USB hub. And then boom, you plug your thing in there, you got Apple CarPlay. I've been waiting for that to come out for Monica's CX-5 for about 3 years now. Her car's about to go off lease, but I always wanted to have Apple CarPlay in it, and they always said, oh, it's coming, it's coming. Well, it just came about 6 months ago. They're charging $200 for the parts and $300 for the labor. So you got to pay $500 to get Apple CarPlay in your car. It's like, are you out of your freaking mind? The part to get it in my Mustang cost $22.
Well, part of my transformation into Hot Wheels is to put a screen in my car so the computer will actually be built into the dashboard. To put an aftermarket stereo in the Camaro, the 5th gen Camaro, the kit is $500. No, I'm sorry, $300.
To put, what are you putting in?
The kit to actually put a stereo, an aftermarket stereo,
yeah, I know.
into the car is $300 because all the heating controls have to be built into it.
Yep, everything. That's one of the reasons why I got rid of the Challenger, because the audio system was so bad, but to replace it, it's completely integrated, not just into the dashboard, but into the actual gauge controls. Like the navigation system would give you directions right in the center of the gauge controls. It was just a nightmare. You would have had to pay about $1,000 to integrate a new system into the car, and it's like, well, you know what? I can't afford that. So I bought the perfect audio system in the Mustang and just added CarPlay to it, and there we go. We're at about 46 minutes.
I see that.
So did you dig up a dad joke that you want to read out for us?
Yeah, we could do this one. We could do, this is actually one they put up at work. So what do you call a pig at a karate studio?
What do you call a pig at a karate studio? I don't know. It's got to be chop something or other.
Pork chop.
Pork chop. Woo. Hey, are you a fan of the Iron Pigs?
Yeah, I like to go to the Iron Pigs because it's an inexpensive, nice night out, but I'm not really a baseball fan.
Yeah,
like, I have trouble watching. I used to play. I didn't mind playing, but you know, as a kid, you're stuck out in the outfield to begin with, and that's boring.
Yeah.
Especially in Little League. So I decided to become a catcher, and then at least you're always active.
Yeah.
But watching
Killing your
baseball
knees.
is tough. But I do enjoy going to the Iron Pigs and just like being there and hanging out with friends and doing stuff like that. I go to a few a year. It's like what, $10 to get in?
There's something about live baseball that makes it different than watching it on TV or participating. I was a lefty, so they've always. I always was supposed to be a pitcher. I don't know. I have a noodle arm, so that didn't work out so well. But when they first came out with, when the Iron Pigs first moved here as an affiliate to the Phillies, they wanted to, apparently they had this big contest to name the mascot.
Yeah, I remember
Yes,
that.
and they named him, and the name that won was Pork Chop. And needless to say, some stupid special interest group morons in the Lehigh Valley decided that wasn't cool. I don't know what his name is now, but they nixed Pork Chop. Some poor kid who won the contest didn't get to actually name him because of some dumb special interest group who thinks Pork Chop is some sort of racial term.
Because I remember then they came out a couple years later. With,
I know what it is. It's Ferris.
Oh, is that okay? I was thinking
they call
that was
them
the
Ferris.
female.
Yeah.
Then I don't know the females. Yeah, Ferris. And that, of course, is after the steel mill.
Yeah. So it's like some sort of a metal term or something. Either way, pork chop was much better. Pork chop is something you eat. There's nothing more to it. Let's not read anything into it here, but you know, whatever. So there also is a big controversy around the Iron Pigs because one of their symbols is just bacon. Everything that you can get at the park is bacon. And people around here are talking about how bad it is to just constantly be pushing bacon. And it's like, I don't know. Whatever. I like bacon. I'm a big proponent of bacon.
Everything's better than bacon. You know what bacon is, right? It's the cure for vegetarianism.
Yes, I agree. There you go, Susan. What? You know what? No matter where we go, I'm always going to find that place where my face is in the shade. You like that? Eh?
Well, it keeps moving. We're like, you know.
Bacon is the stomach of a dead pig. Okay.
No, it's not. That's.
I don't think so. But
No, that's tripe. Tripe is the stomach of a dead pig.
I don't know. If it's a pig, it's probably good. Susan is fantastic.
No, I'm not eating. I don't eat tripe.
Fantastically looking for vegetable emojis. Yes, put up that eggplant one. Let's get a look at that one.
Let's see. Should I quote grumpy old men again? That's like my favorite quote. Hey, Pauline Newman. Hello. Pauline, I hope your cruise is going awesome, my friend. We are sitting here this morning, in case I didn't say it enough, with Gregory Salvatore. The link is in the description. We've had a couple of his links dropped in here as well. Gregory is definitely a car guy. That's the main focus of his channel, but he also does abandoned stuff. So everybody has that video on their channel that they wish to God would never have exploded, but did. Do you have one of those?
I do. I have, and it's not so much that there's no such thing as a video that I wish didn't explode. I'm happy for anything that explodes on my channel, but I had that one that is, why the hell did that explode?
Yes.
And why can't I duplicate it?
Yeah, I know. Or the video that does really well that you just hate and you wish you'd never released. There's always that.
You can always take them down. If it's really that much to you can always take it down.
You can.
But you know what? I'm happy for I have a video that has 16,000 views, and it's titled "Why Did the Police Come to My Door?" In that video, it is just a boring day where I found an iPad on my stoop. And it was a high school kid. The high school here gives out iPads to all the students for use. And I'm like, I took it up to the high school. While I'm there, I found another phone. I was going to fix the sequential lights on tail lights and test them. I mean, this is what my day was. But in that video, I was monetized at the time. So I wanted to make it 10 minutes long so I could put the commercials in.
Right.
Because that's what you were supposed to do at that time. And I talk about a hit and run driver that drives past my house, and I had video of it, so the cops knocked on my door. And I put that video in there, and it just went crazy.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, one of the guys who's big in Harrisburg, apparently his channel blew up when he was driving down the road in a Camaro and the airbags went off.
Guitarmageddon ZL1.
Yeah.
I've ridden in that car.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
And I always wonder if it was a setup, but
no, it wasn't.
Because that's crazy.
Yeah, no. What happens is this is a highly modified Camaro ZL1. What he did was he put cutoffs in it, so it bypassed the exhaust. Mm-hmm. And they were shooting down right behind the driver's side door, right at the pavement. So when he got on, and there's no interior in this car, so when he got on it, the sound would vibrate off the street and reverberate back up, and the sensor for the airbags are right there, and it vibrated the sensor so bad that the airbags exploded.
Oh, that's funny. That is ridiculous. Well, it made for a viral video apparently, and his channel just blew up. But I think Michael T actually knows that gentleman, so
yeah,
he's
I know
somebody
him
we
too.
should definitely work with.
I've been in some of his videos and stuff. Yeah, he's a great guy. His name's Nick. His channel is Guitarmageddon ZL1, and he is the most down-to-earth person that you want to meet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while because his group that was in that area, he was with Street Speed 717.
That's
the two of them had a falling out. So I don't see Nick around very much anymore, and I kind of changed my focus a little bit about where I go. But they used to do something called the Call Out, and it was down at Cecil County Dragway, and he would just have this YouTuber event down there. And I've talked to him a few times and seen him out and around. But I got to ride at Supercars on State Street. I got to ride in his 5th Gen ZL1 before it became the Freedom Rocket, which is the car we're talking about.
We've got a fish capture going on behind us that has distracted Chat and me. Look at that. It's a nice little trout. Scared off the duckies though. Like, nah, come on.
That was my dinner.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, it's not a bad sized little fishy. No, it's like a fish, only smaller. Hey, it's a fish. What are you gonna do? Well, it is just about that time, guys. So, what direction, actually, there's one question I almost always ask everybody that I work with. If you could work with any other YouTuber, Do you have that one guy that you'd love to get together and work with for collaboration?
You know what? I mean, obviously, I would love to get together with any big YouTuber that would help me grow my channel. But, you know, I have something that we haven't even talked about. That I have a group called Social Adventures, and it's got a website, socialadventures.online. And, you know, my focus in that group is a lot like yours, where it's all about collaboration and getting together, and together we can grow bigger, faster, stronger. And my vision for that group is really just to have a name for everybody to fall under, where we can like go to events and you know, all the local guys go to events, and you know, we could go to like a heritage day, like a one-day event where we put up a tent if we have cars or if you have something, whatever, and just attract people that can meet all of us and do things like that. So is there that one guy? No, it's pretty much everybody that I want to deal with. And you know, like a car guy, you heard that I'm about all cars. I don't care what you drive, as long as you're passionate about your car. Good for you, man. You know, a lot of people beat up on these 16-year-olds that have a junker, and they don't have any money, and they're doing what they can to make it their own.
Yeah.
And I respect that. I don't put them down. Yeah, your car might be a piece of junk, but if I tell you it's a piece of junk now, when you're 40, you may be driving a Prius. But if I sit there and I go, well, that's pretty cool, and you know, just keep working on it and encourage you, when you turn 40, you might buy that Corvette.
Yep. And you might keep it alive so that we all get to drive something other than transportation.
Yeah,
for the rest of our lives.
So I'm also that way with YouTube, and that's one of the reasons that my channel name is Gregory Salvatore. It's not about cars, it's not about models, it's not about abandoned places, it's about me. And you know, some of the things that actually from Michael's inspiration, that I've actually started a playlist of things that are more centered just around me. Like I make wine, so I made a video, I had some wine, I bottled it up, and things like that. So yeah, there's a focus on cars, there's a focus on models, and there's a focus on abandoned places, but ultimately that's me.
Yep, it's just a channel about your adventures, which is awesome. And I had a train of thought that left me. I can't believe we've gone through another full broadcast outdoors without any of the trifecta. We did get to see ducks though, so there's that. Look at them parading.
So I would invite you to on one of my live streams. Sunday nights I have a live stream at 9 o'clock. And we pick a topic and we kind of discuss it. So,
sounds awesome. I would love to do that.
Yeah, and we use the hashtag. If anybody wants to see my videos in my group, if you put on social media hashtag Social Adventurer, that's our community group. It's really that. I mean, Social Adventures is local people, and we're keeping it local, but we want to invite the whole world to join us by using the hashtag Social Adventurer.
That's awesome. I mean, I like to look at the best hour of my day as our own little rat pack. We all stand behind one another. We all work together with one another because we all have the same goal. We're all creators that want to get seen, and if we can all help each other, eventually somebody in this group, there isn't any question. It's the law of large numbers. Yep. Eventually somebody in this group is going to blow up. And if we all continue to help each other and work with each other and collaborate with each other and have a vested interest in each other, irregardless of what somebody's sub count, when that person blows up, they're going to drag the rest of us with them. And they're going to have a vested interest in all of our success, just like I do. So if I'm the guy who blows up, you guys already know. I have a vested interest in your success, and you know, and that's kind of how I look at it.
Well, you know, my original group, I did another group before this one that we had a falling out with the co-founder. And there were people in that group that were encouraging me to take the lead and have everybody sub to me and then, you know, trickle it down. And I said no, because you know what? There might be somebody that takes off. And we all grow together, and the one that takes off, that will be the person that grows everyone. So that's a great analogy.
Yes. Oh, by the way, Mr. J. Littman's LUT Pack doesn't have a link in the description today. You can go back to yesterday's video to check it out. But please do. Mr. J Litman created an amazing LUT pack which can change the look of your videos in any way that you might like. I can't play the promo today because I'm actually broadcasting using YouTube's app instead of the other stuff that I usually broadcast with. But it has been a flawless production today, which is perfect. That's what I wanted. I just wanted to make sure that we could enjoy the time with Greg, Salvatore. I really appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward. We're gonna do some filming. We're gonna have some fun. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to hang out with all of you. If I missed saying hi to you because I was talking to my guest or whatever, I apologize. I see you there, Series Studios. This has been awesome. We're gonna get a lot more outdoors. You can look forward to another guest on the show tomorrow. I believe we will be outdoors as well. So as of today, do me a big favor, guys. Go out there and find your adventure. I know we're going to. Have a great day.